I'm here in Medjugorje next to the Blue Crosses, and I'm with, what's your name?
My name is Margaret, farmer. I'm from Tralee, County Kerry, Ireland.
And you said you're 2 times here now, twice.
This is my second time here, yes. I came here last year with Caroline, my friend Caroline O'Regan.
Caroline, you can have lots of video of her.
Yes,
well.
I know.
We uploaded.
And she had been asking me for about 20 years to come.
Wow.
And every time I might meet Caroline on and off, and I'm going to Medjugorje, Margaret, will you come? Oh, Caroline, maybe next year. Yeah. Anyway, last year I came.
Why did you decide to come?
You know what, I met her in Dunnes Stores in Tralee in the middle of May, and she said, I'm going out the 1st of June, Margaret, will you come? And I said, oh, Caroline. I said, you know what, I will.
But what made you come?
Why did I come?
Yeah, what was inside of you? Talking something?
I'll tell you, I suppose I heard about Medjugorje over the years, you know, little snippets here and there. And 20 years ago, I was on holidays with my daughter in Dubrovnik, and I came down for a day. It was obviously new, really relatively new at the time. I thought it was a very nice place. I wasn't the best, I wasn't the holiest person, but I suppose there was always something that drew me back, and because Caroline's been coming, and she speaks so positively and so lovingly, and so such affinity for the place, I thought there must be something here. So I came, as I said, last year for the first time, and it totally changed my life.
What happened?
Found this beautiful peace here. I left behind all the sadness, all the hurt, all the anger from when I was a little girl, and I found such forgiveness, I found healing, I found I was drawn so close to Our Lady. It was just like a miracle.
You could leave things behind?
Yes. It was, I remember I went to confession, I had been at Mass, and actually the first 2 days I thought, I'm not getting this. And Father Leon had mentioned about confession, how important it is. And I thought, oh yeah, I suppose I will go to confession, you know. And I thought there was a lot of praying and a lot of channeling towards stations and all the rest of it. But by the 3rd day, I was absolutely in I felt I was in heaven. I went to confession to a beautiful priest, Father Joseph. He was a Franciscan from Cork City. And I just poured out my soul to him. I couldn't stop crying. And when I joined up with Caroline later, I said to her, Caroline, I think I've won the lotto. I feel so free. And from there on in, and to now, it's like I'm a new person.
You're able to express yourself.
You're always happy. I find that last 12 months in my own home life, I've never had a better year. You know, I've had my crosses. I have a daughter with special needs. You know, we've had our ups and downs as a family, but I just feel I'm a better person, and it radiates onto other people.
That's what I want to ask you. How is it for you in your marriage? Did something change?
Oh, unreal. Because I have changed.
Yes.
Other people have changed.
Yes.
And now I'm not 100% far from it, but I just feel I am so much more understanding. I think hopefully I'm a better person. Hopefully I am closer to Our Lady. And I always say, you know, I have a heavenly mother who is wrapping her arms around me every single day. It's just beautiful, beautiful. And I've told so many people about it, you know, and this year I brought another friend with me. She's not with us at the minute, but she was at Mass this morning, and she was just smitten by the Mass. The Mass here it's just another level.
Why would you describe it's another level? Can you describe that?
It's because you want to be there. You're drawn to this beautiful church, this beautiful aura of peace, happiness. People, we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. You can feel the warmth, the glow, the love, the
Holy
care.
Spirit.
Oh, super. And then the adoration at night time, that just transports me into seventh heaven. Again, it's something I can't explain in words, but it's this beautiful place I so want to be. I just love it.
Somebody said it's an antechamber of heaven. Could you describe it like that?
I certainly would. I certainly would. And I feel if heaven is just a pinch of this, I so want to be there. Not the same, just a pinch. I want to be there.
And you said you'd leave anger, hurt.
Oh, so
much. A lot
much.
of people want to leave it behind. What is the process? How would you describe what happened to you?
I think it was Father Joseph. It's the way he spoke to me.
The
And I was
confession.
nervous.
Yeah.
I was afraid. But once he was so calm and so welcoming, and I felt he just calmed me, and I just poured my heart out. I couldn't stop crying.
And I think we have to tell that it's everywhere around the world. The priests are waiting. That's their vocation. They love to hear confession. And we are not going there. You know, it's somehow the society whoever makes it. So maybe you explain, you know, a lot of people think God the Father is an old man, an angry man with a white beard who judges, and he's not. You discovered another God the Father. Who did you discover him?
I beg your pardon?
A God the Father.
Yes.
A lot of people think he's an old angry man with a white beard.
No, he's a gorgeous, beautiful, handsome, in a physical sense, you know, this man that invites us in. Come, it's like Father Linehan said this morning, you know, it's like going on a sunbed and you get this glow. And it's like Jesus is, you know, he's asking us to come to him. He's not going to judge us, he's not going to beat us up, he's going to forgive us and welcome us back.
That's
no matter
beautiful.
how far down the road we've turned off. You know, I would generally go to Mass. I had 3 sisters and they were quite religious. My mother was very religious. My mother would say to me, you know what, there's a breed of the Protestant in you. Because sometimes I wouldn't go to Mass. When I got married and, you know, I had my little daughter and whatever, and sometimes it just didn't seem to be convenient to go. And I would feel guilty, but I wouldn't be too upset either, you know. And my mother would say to me, did you go to Mass? I did. Who said the Mass? I don't know, Mom. What do you mean you don't know?
Sounds like me.
But
actually, we knew of the priest all the time would be the same. So.
But Tom, it's taken on a whole new meaning. I go into Mass now, and I'm, you know, Father Leon told us last year. I should be quoting him a lot. You always pray for somebody that has passed on to Jesus, and you pray for somebody living. So they're the first 2 thoughts that come into my head when I go into Mass now. I pray for somebody that has died, and I always think of the Holy Souls.
Beautiful. We should not
Every
forget.
day I pray for the Holy Souls. I listen to Radio Maria because I'm around, you know, I'm retired now. And I found Radio Maria here last year, and I often turn on Radio Maria at 3 p.m. for the Divine Mercy and the music, and it's just, you know, it's just beautiful, beautiful.
So you could say that your faith became a love affair with God?
Oh my goodness, it's so important to us.
So you discovered the real God the Father,
Oh
the
my
loving one.
God. The love we have for him, the high for him, and the love for Our Lady, because she has brought me to Jesus.
That's for our Protestant friend. Our Lady has only one role, to bring us to Jesus, right?
Yes.
That's like, because they get confused. Let's put it gently. We are not adoring a goddess. We are not doing that.
Oh no, she's our
she's
queen.
biblical, scriptural, like they say. Do what he says.
Yeah, very much so.
That's what she does here, no?
Yeah. So I've definitely turned the page, I hope, and I can, as I said, to thank my wonderful, wonderful friend Caroline O'Regan for bringing me here and opening my life and my world to a much better place.
What does your husband say now?
Do you know what? Last year when I was here, that's funny you should ask me this, my husband doesn't really go to Mass. He goes at Christmas and he goes at Easter.
Yeah, like a lot of us.
Yes,
before, no?
My husband's a very good person.
Yeah.
He's very kind, he's very caring. I have a daughter with special needs. He's the most wonderful, patient man you could find. He's a great parent. Religion, take it or leave it. But last year when I was here, I sent him a photograph of little children. We were, Caroline and I were down at the Luminous stations. I'd never heard of them before, and Caroline brought me down, and all the rest. And these little children, they happened to be from Croatia. There were, I think, 2 or 3 families, and these little kids ran up to one of the stations, and they put their little hands up on the statue. One of them had a nappy on, and Caroline, I said to Caroline, take a photograph, and she took the picture, and I sent it on to my husband, and I said, Brendan, these little kids, this is where we were praying this evening. And he texted me back, and he said, is that where Jesus appeared? Now my husband texts me back and say that was like, there's a miracle happening here. And I said, no, it wasn't Jesus, it was Our Lady appears here. But just that little moment has absolutely rocked me. It rocked me. And I know he knows that I've changed. I can see it. He's changed. I've changed. He's changed. Yeah, and I've had a great relationship with him in the last 12 months. Now we still have our little ups and downs.
Everybody has,
you know, and we're all human. And the other night he came home. He goes to a swimming thing every Friday night, and he came in and he said to me, I must tell you something, Mag, there's a lovely lady in my group and she's going to Medjugorje and you might meet her. And I told her my wife was going too, and he was absolutely glowing.
See, he's the next one. We greet him from now. Come on, greet your husband.
I would just hope someday that he'll. He said to me, I don't know now, Meg, would I go there? And I said, you know, maybe one day. Now, I won't force him to come, but I would love if he came.
Tell something. Maybe he's watching.
Hi, darling. Hope the cooking is going according to plan.
I'm not so sure about that one.
But yeah, he definitely, yes, definitely has noticed. Yeah.
Wonderful. And at the end, what would you tell people? Why maybe should they come to Medjugorje?
I would never force anybody to come, but I think Our Lady called me last year. I was up on the mountain and twice I got the smell of roses. I have very, very poor sense of smell. I had radiotherapy some years ago and I lost my sense of smell. Twice I got the smell of roses, and I just thought something special is definitely happening. And so many people said it to me, Our Lady's around you. Like, to be told Our Lady is around me, what can I say? I would just say to people, please come, please come. You have no idea of the joy you will feel in your soul when you come to Medjugorje. And I'm not just the only one that's saying this. You know, we're with a lovely priest, Father Teddy Linehan, and he's been coming for quite a few years. And he said he's been to many other places, and he said this is the one place he really feels
the presence.
The presence. He liked Fatima also, but this is where.
It's life. It's a life game, not like Fatima. It's history. Here, she's here. She's present,
and she's still with us. She's still coming to us.
Yes, every day.
Yeah, and you know we must listen, and we must, you know, and it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's a gradual process. I can't say I went home and I was brilliant at this and brilliant at that, but it's a thing that's growing and growing and growing all the time.
Can you describe a bit what is growing? You pray the rosary now more?
More, absolutely. I would never, I won't say I've never missed Mass. I probably have missed Mass twice in the last 12 months, and maybe for a very good reason. But I am so aware that we are so lucky to have this beautiful faith and belief and support from the heavens. Nobody should feel alone. We have such love. You know, Jesus has such love for us.
And what you have now a personal relationship. How would you tell people? A lot of people yearn for this love. How can they have that? What do they have to do?
I think they just have to stop and get off the busy world, and get off the phones, and get off the media, social media, and all this nonsense that's eating into people's lives. It is horrendous. It's so sad when I see families out and little children sitting at tables with these tablets in front of them. When you see couples out having dinner or having even a cup of coffee and a sandwich, and they're flicking phones, no word between them. They're on the phone at home. They're on the phone, and everywhere, the bedroom. It just
They
makes
miss,
me
no, it's
so...
maybe this is the wrong word to say, it's negative. They miss something beautiful, human
They're
communion, to talk
missing
like what we are doing
human
now.
beings
Yes.
contacting or connecting with each other.
Yes.
And
In
if
a
you
week.
can't connect with each other, how are you going to connect with Jesus? How are you going to connect with the bigger picture?
Yeah.
If you can't speak to each other, how are you going to say, oh, hold on a second, I'll have a word with Jesus? That won't happen because you haven't turned around and spoken to your next of kin or your children. And
So you do now, like you talk to Jesus like to a friend and to Our Lady.
very
you
much
ask?
so, yeah.
That's
Beautiful,
the process?
beautiful. Yeah,
Just
yeah,
simple, you
yeah.
ask them.
You know, if I ask him so many times during the day to help me, to give me patience, to give me understanding, to give me peace. I go out to Our Lady. There was a very, very old statue that a beautiful woman from Tralee gave me, Mary O'Brien, who's in the nursing home in Tralee now. A sweetheart who loved Our Lady
We
dearly.
greet her all, we pray for her here, no? Yeah?
Yes, indeed. And Mary gave me a statue of Our Lady when I got married 41 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's a bit battered and broken now, but she's still up on my window. And I go out to Our Lady and I have a little word with her and I give her a little touch and I'm saying, Mary, my Heavenly Mother, look after me. And I feel that she's almost going, it's okay, Margaret, I am.
That's also the secret for a happy marriage,
And
going
I'm not,
marriage?
I won't say it's a happy marriage. It's, you know, we've had our trials and tribulations, don't get me wrong. But I feel that it has helped me to be a better person and to work on our relationship. No, nothing's easy in life. Nothing's easy. You know, we all have a cross to carry. There's no such thing as, you know, every rose is a thorn. And of course life is full of, you know, we have the 5 little stones that
They help us
yes,
against Goliath.
yes, yeah, and we have little stones in our shoes every day. But if you believe, you cope better.
That's what,
That's what I think.
I think the same, no?
Yeah, you know, if you believe and you kind of hand it over to Jesus, and that was what Father Joe said to me in the confession that evening. He said, now place all your troubles and all your sadness. Jesus has his hands open. Place all your troubles. And I could literally feel everything just pouring out. Father Joe, I hope you're listening and look and remember me. We had some great laughs too.
And we pray for our priests, no? Because
Oh,
they're the
very
king
much so, yeah.
forever, no?
And we meet the most beautiful priests here in Medjugorje. Oh, the most beautiful people. And you know, we just feel, in a way, they're so isolated at home.
That's why we have to go, we have to support them, you know, invite
the
for
priest
lunch, dinner, whatever,
Yes.
you know, there's different
you,
ways to
you know, and here we maybe they're more at ease with us as well because we're all in the same journey here, and they maybe we feel they're more approachable. Like that lovely Father Martin this morning, he's in a parish in Ina in West Clare, and we saw him blessing a few people, and then Caroline went up, I went up. All the girls, and before we knew it, there was a queue down the. It was about half a mile down the road. There was a queue to, and he was so patient, and he was warm. Yeah, but anyway, we got him to sit down eventually, and whatever, you know, and to chat
Fed
with
and
him.
watered him.
Yeah, and he was just
Wonderful.
so genuine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know, you said about surrender. This is the big theme of the future. I think we all have to surrender.
Oh,
How
yes.
would you surrender? How would you tell somebody to surrender everything to God?
Do you know what? Oh, we're so caught up in material stuff. It's all passing. But at the end of the day, we all go back to God. We come from God, we go back to God. What we have, material stuff, they're only fleeting moments of pleasure, of joy, of, you know, and I like my style, I like my
I like
clothes.
shopping. You all
I
like
do
shopping.
like shopping, yeah. But you know what? I'm beginning to realise more and more I would prefer to give my money somewhere, some people that are more deserving.
I would like to add something here. You know, a good priest told me here in Medjugorje, use that money better to offer masses for people.
Yes.
I think this is a message we should keep in this interview as well. You can offer masses for people, your friends, living on 7.
Yes.
and 3031s, the Gregorian masses for.
I must tell you something.
Yeah, we do that later. But,
Yeah, we yes, and you know, we did get lots of masses said last year here, lots of masses,
see?
and we brought back the rosaries and the medals and
Just
you know,
the
little
Catholic
lots of
faith back in your
oh
family,
yeah, yeah, and
in your
people
life.
they you know, even I have a list, my list, and for example, yesterday morning we were coming out, and the little girl in the duty free, I don't know what she did or didn't do, but I said to her, you know, thanks so much, and she said have a lovely holiday, and I said I will. I said I'll light a candle for you, and she said, will you do that? And I said,
Yearn for this kind of
you know,
life.
and I said I will light a candle for you, and I said, what's your name? Sophie. And I said, yes, I will light a candle for you, Sophie. She said, I would love that.
This is evangelization. You can do little things like that, no? And
Yeah.
tell about, you said something about the
I lost my sister. I lost my sister 14th of March, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I lost her by suicide. She took her own life. And 55 years of age. But I thought I must do something for Helen. I waked her at my home, and that was beautiful, and it was lovely. And she's buried with my mother now in Tipperary, in Emily. And I got her the Gregorian Mass said, and it started on the 1st of May to the 30th of May, and it's been said by the same priest in the Ukraine for her. So I think the masses are very, very important. Yeah, and that was my gift to Helen. You
That's
know,
the best gift you can do at Helen.
I love
Yes.
to get married, and I in the Dominicans every month. Then I would offer it up, get a mass said for the holy souls in purgatory, and I do always. And I'd have masses in my house. I'm fortunate enough to a beautiful priest, Father Brandon Walsh. So unfortunately he couldn't make it with us this year, but he will in September. Wonderful. We all love him dearly, and we miss him this year.
Very much
But
so.
I would have masses said in my house. I'm going to have a mass said for my sister Helen. I think it's very important and honoured because there's such a shortage of priests now. But it was lovely. But I do believe in getting masses said for people. Yes.
And you see this how you're reacting. This is the effect of Medjugorje. You're passionate about your faith now. It's alive,
Yeah.
no?
Yes.
A passion, that's a great
That's
word.
it?
Yes.
You're passionate about it now.
Yes,
A love of
very
God.
much so, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for this interview.
Oh, we're delighted to help. Delighted. It was our pleasure.